because I was referred to from another doctor, and I had candida issues, and at the time I had Epstein-Barr also. When I had Epstein-Barr, I was very lethargic. I was tired all the time. I didn't have any energy. My candida, I had a lot of eczema and I had stomach issues. I started the immunology about 1.5 years ago. I'm taking 5 capsules in the morning and I'm taking 3 capsules at night. I feel so much better from taking the immunology. I have more energy. All my symptoms have gone away. I'm just a happier person. I don't get sick. I don't have sinus infections. I don't get colds like I used to. I just really feel better. I would take immunology forever if I could. That's how much I love the product. I would highly recommend immunology to all of my friends and family because I know that they can be happier and have a healthier lifestyle, and I think that you should be able to take this forever. I think it would just totally change your life.
I came to see Dr. Olsztyn as a referral from the pastor of my church. I've been diagnosed with phase 4 metastatic melanoma. I'd been given back in April about 6 months to live because it's growing so incredibly fast. Concerning the growth of my cancer, I have the fastest growing cancer that there is. And I've been getting PET scans and SAT scans every 6 weeks since I've had it. And the last one that I had showed absolutely no growth for a 6-week period. Well, I've been on your therapy since April, and it's the only thing that I'd be taking that might affect these cancers. And it also has stopped the pains in my back, which I couldn't sit very long, and in my knee it seems to be shrinking up. And I couldn't walk up and down the stairs because they were so stiff. Well, now I can. And the same with, like say, with my back, I couldn't sit like this for more than about 15 minutes because there's a cancer back there under my shoulder blade pushing in on the ribs and the muscle. That's completely gone. Yes, it's absolutely working. I'd like to get my wife on it.
Well, the reason I first came to see Dr. Olsztyn at Healing America was I had just undergone a double bypass surgery, which was quite serious. I mean, prior to that, I couldn't walk. I couldn't even walk across the room, and it was quite serious. In any event, I got the bypass done, and I recovered, and so on and so forth. And I really wanted to see what I could do from a health point of view, taking proactive means to kind of go forward and not wait until something went wrong again. I'm 75, so a lot of things start to go wrong, you know what I mean? I always say I'm in the shop a lot, but I had chronic back pain, and of course I had a heart issue, and so on. So what happened when I started to take the immunology was that these things just seemed to kind of naturally get better. I was thinking how good I felt. I generally feel really good, and I put it down to the immunology and the fact that I haven't had the flu or a cold for a long time. I mean, I'm running on 2 years now. I want to make sure that I continue to take these. Of any single medication that's kind of an overall type of thing, there's been nothing like it.
Serious form of breast cancer, a more aggressive form of breast cancer that was developed about 10 years ago, and I didn't want to have chemotherapy and radiation. I was very frightened of that. I had been fortunate enough to read, before being diagnosed with cancer, the destruction that would create to my body, and I wanted to be very certain that I could approach healing from cancer with something natural, something healthy, something that was going to convert my body back to the way God intended it to be. Dr. Olsztyn called me one day, it was 2 days before my daughter's wedding, and said my test results were back in and that they were pretty good, but he wanted me to be introduced to a new product that he had been working on. I was thankful that my test markers were pretty good, but I was more interested in anything else that he might offer me because he had kept me alive and healthy and well for a number of years, and so I immediately started on the immunozeology. And the most exciting part of it was my next cancer test came back lower than it had been in 10 years. It was profoundly different, profoundly improved. And I noticed that for myself also that I'd never been sick. I had no colds, I had no flu, I had nothing. I just continued to feel younger and better than I had felt 10 years before, and I continue to feel that way today. The one thing I notice about being on immunozeology is that I sleep very well. I continue to feel better today than I did when I was 40 years old. I'm going to be 65. I feel like I get younger and healthier every year that I'm alive. I have been in contact with at least 6 women who were diagnosed with exactly what I had. Our initial diagnoses were so similar. They have all passed away. None of them are alive. They were all asked to do the exact same gold standard of therapy that 3 different medical doctors offered to me that I declined. And I don't know how to say to anyone that for the few dollars that you will spend, and for example, my insurance company back when I was first diagnosed with cancer probably would have spent somewhere between $400,000, $500,000 to treat the cancer that I had. You know, when I look back and I think how much little money came out of my pocket by comparison to make me well and feel better and younger feeling than I have felt my whole life. It's a sad thing. I really encourage people to think beyond an insurance company and to look deep around their home. You've got something to sell, sell it, because that's where your money should be spent, is on your wellness.
Well, I came to see Dr. Olsztyn because I was having problems with depression and sleeplessness, basically all from the fibromyalgia. I also have candida and sinus problems. So I have been trying a lot of doctors, and I didn't like the mainstream medicine. I wanted something natural. So I came to see Dr. Olsztyn. Well, fibromyalgia is a very deep, all over body pain. It makes you very depressed because you never know when the pain's going to come. You never know where the pain's going to be. And it also makes it very hard to sleep. I've had fibromyalgia since the mid-90s, and the majority of the time, I would say, most of the years, if I got 4 hours of sleep a night, I was doing good. It just makes you extremely tired. Just getting up to get out of bed, to go to the couch, was exhausting. I had a small child, I was raising a small child, and my mom would take me grocery shopping on Friday. And all I could do was to hold on to the basket, put the groceries in, and then when I got home, I was on the couch for 2 days so that I could get up Monday morning to go to work. And I worked out of my home. It's not like I went anywhere. And of course that makes the depression even worse. So it was I was getting very thinking of suicide. It was getting that bad. So I needed to find something. Well, when I started the immunozeology, I noticed a major difference on day number 3. The depression was gone. I didn't feel that crushing hopelessness that I'd been feeling for years. And the fibromyalgia pain changes. Some days it's there, and I actually have some days where I forget I have it. But mainly it's the feeling of life is okay again. I can survive. There's no more of that hopeless, crushing hopelessness as long as I'm on the immunozeology. But there are days that it's not there, and I forget that I have fibromyalgia, and after having it for almost 17 years, that's amazing. And I no longer have to take antibiotics if I feel like I'm getting sick. If I get the fibromyalgia, if I get the immunozeology soon enough, it seems to take care of the problem. I wake up the next day, well, I don't think I'm getting sick. So I think immunozeology is an amazing product. It has changed my life, and I just hope I never have to be without it.
With chemo and radiation, the total of those treatments over a long period of time, including 4 serious operations, whatever, were $1.7 million, of which 20% I was responsible for. If I would have known about immunology and being able to take the integrative medicine route, that money could have been much used over 10 years with Dr. Olsztyn, at least, probably more, could have been used in a very productive way, especially given that after I started taking immunology, my markers for cancer steadily decreased to the point that even I originally came to Healing America because I wanted to merge modern medicine with natural medicine, and Healing America provided that for me. And then I was diagnosed with cancer, and that was the best decision I ever made, was to merge the two. When I originally got my test results, as I said, I had merged integrative medicine with modern medicine, and then I started taking immunology. And I noticed in my blood work and my test results after taking immunology that my numbers were going down, which is a good thing when you have cancer. Your numbers are up when you have cancer, they go down when your body is beginning to heal itself. Immunology brought my numbers down. I am now cancer-free as of a year. I've been taking immunology for 2 years, and I'm convinced that it's due to the immunology of working on my cellular structure. I was taking immunology, and then I ran out, and there was a delay in about a week that I wasn't able to get it, and then I went back on it. And when I went back on the immunology, I could not believe some of the things that it had remedied that I didn't realize, in that, like, my joints, my muscles didn't hurt as much. And I didn't really even realize, I knew they ached, but I didn't know it was because, you know, that immunology would help it. But it helped my muscles, it helped my joints. Actually, obviously, my energy level, I could really tell the difference when I don't take it. I have had no side effects or any complications with taking immunology. I plan on continuing to take immunology for the rest of my life because I can't live without it. It's just totally changed my life.
Traumatic brain injury that caused a type of palsy which causes spontaneous crying, and as a psychologist that was interfering in my ability to work. So I had vertigo and balance difficulties. I had connective tissue disease, and then fibromyalgia and chronic fatigue. And so those were the things that brought me to see Dr. Olsztyn. With taking the immunology, I felt like somehow I was able to manage better. The quality of my sleep is much more restful, and I feel like my body is really working to repair itself at a very deep level. That since I've taken immunology, I don't recall ever having a really bad cold, or I used to get a lot of sinus infections. I haven't had any bad flu or anything like that since I've been on the product, so I know it must strengthen my immune system. I just feel the quality of my life has been enhanced by this product. It makes me sad to say this, but at those times I would become so desperate that I would think of suicide, and I feel like my treatment and the immunology, I don't want it to sound corny, but I mean, it may have saved my life. It made a profound difference in the quality of my life. I see myself taking immunology for the rest of my life on planet Earth. I just think it's good for my health and well-being, and in a way that I wouldn't want to deprive myself of that opportunity. I just feel that I was in the right place at the right time, and very privileged to be a patient at Healing America. So I'll be on this product always. Just it's like breathing the air that you need to me. I can't imagine not having it.
We've started coming to, my family started coming to the clinic years ago with my father. Dr. Olsztyn recommended immunology right after it came out, and we've been on it ever since. It's helped with sleeping, it's helped with stress, it's helped with everything. We do notice a difference in our house when we don't take it. It's helped with everything. It's helped to the fact that one time I had an infection on my leg, and he recommended that I put some on my leg, and it was cleared up within 2 days after doing that.
I also put it on my throat because I had a sore throat, so he said to open the capsule and put it on like a paste, and I put it on my throat. No more pain, so it works. It's amazing. I was a little skeptical at first, but we've been taking it for over a year, I'd say, or however long, and it's been great. Energy while you're on it.
We have more energy while we're on it, we're clearer while you're on it, and it's really one of those things that if you miss it, we rarely get sick anymore, with the exceptions of if you do miss it. You know, it's something that you do notice, you know, sniffles, allergies, cold, it helps with everything. Benefit with that is with, if you have some insomnia, I've taken a couple of capsules and it seems to relax me and drift off to sleep. We've actually got younger children in the family, and we do use it if they get a sore throat, or if they get overtired, or if they get just sick in general. We'll give them some, and it seems to speed their recovery exponentially.
I think it's really improved my energy level. At times, prior to taking it, I was very sluggish. I'd be lethargic halfway through the day, and now it's been very consistent. My energy's been consistent, and I just feel all together healthier and happier. My moods, everything just feel balanced.
At one point in time, my daughter was having issues with depression and just a little, she just irritability. And so we put her on it for a couple of weeks, and it seemed to clear everything up. Within a couple of weeks, her moods were back to level and normal, and everything was fine. So the one thing we have noticed is there has been no negative effects for anything we've used the product for. It's just made an improvement in the quality of life. I'm not tired in the afternoons. It's one of those products that you can take once a day, and you just feel better. We definitely plan on staying on the product. It's one of those products that's made such a vast improvement in our health and in our family that we'll definitely stay on the product.
I started coming to see Dr. Olsztyn well over 20 years ago. I had chronic fatigue syndrome, and Dr. Olsztyn helped me get through that, and he introduced me to immunology. And I willingly took it because everything he's told me in the past has worked well, and I was fascinated when he explained to me about immunology, and I began noticing that my energy was getting much better, and I was sleeping better through the night. And for the first time in weeks, I was free of back pain, and the bladder infection was gone. Yes, my moods have changed a great deal. I'm not so anxious and take things a lot easier. I would not be able to work at my age and as a nurse if I didn't have this immunology, because I was seriously looking at having to retire because I was having so much difficulty at work. And I normally am very energetic, and I noticed I was starting to slow down. I would say that people are so much better off to use immunology, such as I did it, in place of antibiotics. I acquired the MRSA, MRSA, that many of the staff often get. They say you're not supposed to be able to get rid of MRSA. Well, I did with immunology. 2-year-old granddaughter had an ear infection, and she had, in fact, had multiple ones and had been getting antibiotics. One time got a horrific reaction to that, allergic reaction to the antibiotic, and so we really, when she got another infection, we really didn't want to put her back on antibiotics, and I said, let's go ahead and give her some immunology in her juice or milk, and And then the next Monday, because this was on a weekend, I called Dr. Olsztyn and asked him, is that all right? And he said, certainly, go ahead and give her a certain amount. And so we did, and she no longer had the ear infections. I'm going to be using immunizology for a lot of years, probably the rest of my life.
I've been coming to see Dr. Olsztyn for about 24 years, and he's really helped me with a lot of my health issues over these years. And about 2 years ago, I came in again with having some intestinal problems, and also my blood pressure was kind of out of whack again, and I couldn't get control of it. So I came in, and Dr. Olsztyn introduced me to a new product that he was involved with called IMMUNIZEOLOGY. My initial problem was chronic fatigue. I'd been diagnosed with chronic fatigue about 24 years ago. I was just out of energy. I didn't have any energy, and a lot of stomach pains, a lot of just didn't feel good, just no energy. And so I started taking the IMMUNIZEOLOgy, and a few weeks after that I could tell that I was getting a new level of energy that I hadn't had, and so I just had a overall feeling better. So I found that I've gone for the past 2 years that I've been on this product, and I've not had any flu at all. I've had more energy, and when I feel things coming on, as I'm finding these golden years are not so great, and so I get new challenges come on, but if I double my dosage or just up it for a few days, those symptoms and problems that I have seem to just go away, and I get through them much easier. So I'm very happy with the product.
I had surgery for colon cancer in 2007, and I went through chemo and thought that I was doing really well, and then I started suffering with severe pain. I went back and had more tests done with my oncologist, and he told me at that time that the colon cancer was back and it was inoperable, and that approximately a year would be the best I could hope for. And I could take the chemo again if I wanted to, but it couldn't guarantee that it'd be of any help. And chemo is just really hard, where I didn't have a lot of hope or encouragement at all. And so when I went to see Dr. Olsztyn, and he told me, yes, we can help. We may not be able to cure it, but we can keep it where it's at. And I feel like that I've done a lot better than just keep it where it's at. I really feel a lot better. I'm not suffering severe pain or anything. So I'm really encouraged, and I would really recommend the product to anybody. I know that this product has helped me with my depression, because before I didn't have a lot of hope, really. I mean, everybody was real negative. And again, I have to say that everybody at Dr. Olsztyn's office is real uplifting. There's no negativity. I didn't get that negative feeling that there's nothing you could do. I got the feeling that if you help your body, it's going to help you. So that was real uplifting. And I also think that it does give me more energy. I've been walking every day. I walk 3 miles a day, and I feel good. I don't have any problem with that. Before I could barely just get around, and now I feel like I'm healthier. I do yard work. I do a lot that I wasn't doing before. If there is a negative effect to this product, I have no idea what it could be, because it's helped me 100%. It really has. I haven't experienced anything negative at all. This is something that's really helping you. Where I was taking chemo, it was costing me $13,000. I was doing it every other week, and it was 13 grand as compared to what I'm paying for this product. And this is boosting me up, boosting everything, my morale, my body, everything in my life, and yet the insurance won't touch it, and it's something that I can afford. It's not something that's completely and totally out of reach. I just feel that it's great. I have several friends that have health issues, diabetes, different things that are going on in their life, and I have highly recommended this product. Not only my friends, but people that I work with, people in groups that I'm in. Everybody that I talk to, I will tell them about it because I think it's fantastic.
Well, I've been a patient of Dr. Olsztyn's now for over 12 years, and he's been able to resolve a lot of medical issues for me as well as my ex-wife that general medicine hasn't been able to resolve. About 2 years ago, I got a little bit of a scare. No, it was a big scare, to be honest with you. My urologist at my normal prostate screening said, you've got 2 nodules in your prostate. And he said, I want to do a biopsy. I want to take 21 slices, put them under the scope. I didn't like that idea. And I discussed it with Dr. Olsztyn, and he said, why don't you go on immunology and let's see how you do. I went on immunology for about 8 months, 9 months. And I just went for a digital exam. They can't find a thing. No tumor, no nodules, nothing. Normally, as I understand it, left on their own, they would have grown into a tumor, or 2 tumors. Now there's a little more to this. During this time, I was under probably the most stress I've ever been in my life. And as we all know, that compromises the immune system. In spite of a compromised immune system, these nodules did not develop into tumors. In fact, they can't find them. So I'm thrilled. When I was going through all this stress and my immune system was very compromised, I didn't get the usual colds and flu and bronchitis that I normally get. And so I attribute that to the immunology. No negative side effects from taking the product at all. I intend to take the product on a continual basis. I say you couldn't take it away from me.